Well, here we are, third week of February again. Time to look at ourselves and see how much we've let ourselves go. As many people out there look out to a great world of possibility in the romantic department, life might not have been kind to a number of us. There's breakups, cheaters, or maybe plain feel unwanted or even non existent. And that's not just Valentine's Day, no. Grief comes and result in all scenarios of loss. And though like a fingerprint coming in many patterns, psychologists narrowed it to usual 5 layers. First, the situation would seem too far fetched, like it couldn't have happened, right? Then it descends to anger. When all the signs point to true, the subject would lash out at anyone or anything that would come their way. One would want to take his or her rage out on anything to feel better, but ultimately, no happiness is to be found and no resolution. Because unfortunately, you can't change what already transpired. The anger turns into some sort of delusion. You're sorry for putting out your anger on the deity of your choice and would do anything to fix your loss, to go back to the past. Harsh reality sets in and you can't do jack, so you have nothing to do but feel hopeless. You can't move on. Everything reminds you of what you lost. But we should all remember that though we felt that everything has been lost at the time, there's people out there that would like to reach out a helping hand. Because anyone should never feel abandoned. Hopefully, we can look back and see how we've grown. Look at me. I've written this list like 4 months ago. But forget about the meta. With the 5 stages of grief covered, I hope this list can bring some perspective on the process, and at a relevant time for many too. What better way to start the list of denial with a song literally called Don't Speak? A title directly addressing denial, as if the setting of the song throws the listener straight into the scene of a breakup. But though it's clear to see what is going to happen, it's like watching a slasher movie, and dramatic irony leads you to shout at the screen because of the futility of the situation. But I suppose I'm providing a bad analogy. My point is that the breakup is obvious, and yet she tries her best to keep the inevitable from happening, or at least trying to make it seem less real. As when she gets proven obviously wrong, there's pain. The song is essentially a 3 minute realization of the truth coded in Gwen's shock on how the relationship ended. I'm not the biggest fan of Katy Perry, or this song really, but this song really feels of denial, while also feeling as if she moved on. Yes, she does know he's the one that got away, but still reminisces, thinking of another existence where they never broke up. Really, it's surprisingly poetic for Katy Perry songs, where songs are 75% breakup songs with the same I'm better than you mentality. This one gets into quantum mechanics and string theory. For the uninitiated, for any decision, there's an alternate reality where your other decision has been made. Can you imagine a life where you haven't broken up with your ex? That's this song in a nutshell. Okay, to describe this song, let me connect it to a well known episode of Futurama. You know Fry's dog Seymour? As Fry, his best friend and owner, has been frozen 1,000 years in the future, a whole 10 times the lifespan of a regular dog, he still waits for him hopelessly until he dies. Coincidentally, this song is called Wait For You and brings me back to that episode. It was obvious that Fry was gone for all his dog's life, yet the dog stays in futile denial and brought tears to many a redditor's eye. Replace Fry with one subject of a breakup and Seymour with the other, and we have this song. Need I say more? Of course, this song would make it to this list. How could it not? It was the song for 2011. Though it seems to be redundant, allow me to explain the premise of the song. Adele's Someone Like You follows Adele in a relatable situation. The person who broke up with you is doing great and has found a new love, erasing you from the situation completely. The lyrics that really highlight denials in the chorus. Obviously, the chorus is like 75% lies, and that's exactly the point I have no doubt Adele was going for. No, Adele, you don't wish nothing but the best for him. The whole song is about her reminiscing of how in love they were. That's exactly the point. Adele drives this one home as the universal theme songs for the ones who are left behind. And her singing is phenomenal to boot. Yet, I do recommend the live versions that blow the recorded version out of the water. I really don't like how they made her sing high for the chorus there. It's just not the real Adele for me. Think Drake Parker's botched song Makes Me Happy from The Really Big Shrimp. When I hear this song, I can link this feeling specifically to those who were and still are unlucky in love. Battle Scars compares love to war, as the saying goes, and the speaker and the person listening in relation serves as the war-torn soldier that fights for nothing. The tone is angry at times, but I decided to put it in denial, as I feel like Sebastian and Fiasco seems to be more disappointed, yet trying to save a terminally ill relationship rather than angry. Now, Jewel's most popular hit, You Were Meant For Me, is one of my favorites from start to finish, but I never really appreciated it until an earworm from my childhood decided to crawl back to the surface after all these years. The song is about one party in a breakup, hanging on to a false hope after everything around her in her daily life haunts her with memories of her failed relationship. The reason why this song tops my list for the denial stage isn't merely with the lyrics that scream of desperation, that sort of indirectly begs the leaving party to stay because the victim believes the feelings they shared still lies in their heart, but the tone of the song. The folk characteristic with the plain acoustic background and the range of Jules singing from Bored and Lifeless during the dryness of her life, to her passion when clinging on to any chance to say that their relation may make it. This is truly my favorite denial song, maybe next to Someone Like You's live version. Starting off the anger category, we have Underwood's Anthem that I find kind of funny to tell you honestly, now that I've gotten the chance to listen to the lyrics rather than have the song running as white noise. To sum it up, this song's moral is, he broke my heart so I fudged up his whip. It's funny how this song is basically an ex's rage against any bro's prized possession, his truck. It's good stress relief to imagine yourself in this story, but I don't recommend you do this IRL, especially with the damning evidence of your actual name in his or her seat. Yikes. When I hear this song, what are the words that come to mind? Fierce, theatrical, because that's what it is. It's about shredding the vulnerability you once had in a breakup or relationship and becoming stronger, saying screw it, and deciding you're the one leaving and not the other half. Heck, this song was featured in the musical Rock of Ages in a scenario that is that exactly. Either that notion or that the fact that the video literally ends with a guy firing a flamethrower. Take that, Elon Musk. Okay, I know this one has a curse word in it, but it makes sense. This is the anger category. I'm allowed one swear, right? Basically, it's about how a person can be the second banana in a crush and end up hating the person who replaced them. Though this entry is on the anger side, I find this one to be of the most levity. Where other entries include breaking stuff or working in a brothel as a result of a breakup, as of Rock of Ages. This one's lyrics depict over-the-top scenarios that accentuate irony for those who feel cheated on, and it hopefully lightens things up through anger, though that seems oxymoronic. The whole song reeks of pettiness, and that's why it's so stress-relieving. It's like a teenager screaming, I wish you were dead, because doing what Carrie Underwood did would be illegal. Without legal repercussion, this song leaves the listener satisfied. To prove it, let me show you my favorite part. And that's not even the half of Montana's rant. That's amazing. Bargaining. It's a stage I feel most people ignore the most, to be honest. It really seems that they're either in denial, angry, or depressed. I honestly couldn't find anything in my memory banks that fit the bill except Simple Plan's regular beat I'd Do Anything, which really goes against the tone of bargaining, and besides, the lyrics were more reminiscent than pleading. So here's the song. What I really find great in the song is the emotion put into the delivery, especially in the lines, and I mean it, and I'm sorry. The pause utilized by Pink through the desperation in her voice, as well as the pause adding to her previous statement, is used to tie the whole feeling together as she's clinging on to any chance to keep the relationship. And yes, though I have no other denial songs to compare it to, this by default is the definitive denial song, and I'd say it earned it regardless. This song right here had so much debate on who should be accredited to it: Nine Inch Nails for making it, or Johnny Cash for absolutely killing it. Personally, I believe Cash's version suits depression the best, given that this is one of the last songs he recorded in his old age before death. Even Reznor of Nine Inch Nails admits it's basically his song now. Such a sad story behind an emotional song. It's no wonder it has been used for fitting scenes in every movie, and the 9 Inch original being featured in Rick and Morty. This song is depression bottled up and ready to sip anytime without the risk of inebriation. Enough said. This song is another case of hurt, albeit divided by 10. This one isn't much depressing as it is regretful. There's two ways of listening to it: the sad country versions, including the original by Jeffrey Steele and a cover by Rascal Flatts, or the sad boy electronic version by Cascada. These lines in particular stick with me as depressive. It's like Jewel's song minus the denial. The listener is able to relate to the inability to carry on. Okay, I'll let you know now, this isn't an English song, and you most likely won't understand unless you search the lyrics. But here's the thing: the meaning of this song alone isn't why I chose this as the top spot for depression. It's the emotion that's put into the singing that really ties the meaning together with it. If you hear the live version especially, you can hear the lead singer of the band really pouring his heart into the song. And its meaning is further enhanced when you look at the lyrics. Look at it. It's like one of those many poetic Asian dramas, as if torn out of a page of a manga, or in this case, manhwa. What lyrics, I erase you, really brings out what any depressed person would like to do to whatever's causing them pain. It really glows in the climax of a loss, with anger thrown into it. Now that we've reached acceptance, it's time to chill out on a tropical paradise. Yes, we're on vacation. Speaking of, here's a fitting song of the same name, On Vacation, by Amy Allen. This song is basically Adele's Someone Like You if she meant it when she said it, she'd be fine. Or that Token Bro song about being able to crack open more cold ones now that he's free from the responsibility of keeping a relationship. Because acceptance can be found through the realization that a relationship is hard work. It can eat your time as well as your money up, and now that it's over, all you've got is yourself and whatever the heck you want to do. Okay, this song actually brings me back. It was 2012. The ball just dropped for the new year. I was in the denial stage of a situation back in middle school. And on Saturday Night Live, Florence plus the Machine played this song, and it spoke to me. But this song is on a whole other side of the grief spectrum. How? Well, with Fluff dealing with a new fan base and a golden age of doing light work and absolutely nothing in class. Keep in mind it's in middle school. I was able to skip bargaining and depression. Remember, I said grief is like a fingerprint. Powerful poetic language is to be expected from most of Miss Plus the Machine's songs, and this song is no exception. Grief personified as a horse, and the realization that suffering will come to an end, but not without a fight. Back in the day, I used to absolutely loathe this song, but that's because back in the day when I was about 10, and songs of this nature was that of cheesy and lame. But now I realize the true bittersweet but mostly sweet meaning. Lewis's song not only acknowledges how she'll be fine in the end, but also looks at it realistically. She doesn't believe it will be easy, but decides that she, and in turn anyone who shares her feelings, is worth it. And I'll have you know I haven't put this song here on top of the acceptance list due to it being the best sounding song, but really the realness that Lewis pours into her lyrics, and how the message here is realistic, organic, and very important to anyone going through grief in a breakup. Unlike entries from the rest of this stage, where they end up without any scars or even memory of what they've been through. No time to party with my friends or let's hook up when we couldn't before. No, a breakup is a painful process. It may take time to get one's bearings back. Until then, it's important to know that even without a romantic companion, you're still yourself and you're still worth your weight in gold. So even though you'll miss old times, you can eventually heal and learn to love yourself. As hard it is in the culture we live in, where it seems that single people are losers, which is untrue, and in the end, you'll learn to love again. This song really combines the intention of Jewel and Steele's songs to reinforce how hard it is to move on. Lewis uses the rest of the song to convey a fierce sounding song with oddly contradictory human weakness, making it that more relatable, and I wouldn't take it any way else. So there we have it. 5 stages, all with the light at the end of the tunnel. To sum it up, this Valentine's Day, try not to be bitter, even if it means ignoring all the holidays meant to be sold as to the masses. If it creates toxicity, I'd rather not have it enter such broken hearts. In the end, if we keep getting ourselves together in any way, we should be alright. With that, I wish you a good life, and I'll be seeing you.